Hello, good morning, everybody. I am Miguel Marzal, and today in this presentation I'm talking about the shortcomings of bilingual education programs in Spain from the perspective of secondary teachers. Well, I am focusing my attention in 5 main points during this presentation. Intro, research and highlights, quick review of the theoretical framework of the research, methodology, results, and finally concluding remarks. With respect to the intro and research highlights, I consider that it's necessary to establish the aims of the research. And the aims of the research are quote and categorize the 3 main problems of the bilingual education programs implemented in Spain, because we consider that it's necessary to identify the deficiencies and establish it to rethink and relaunch them to rethink and relaunch the bilingual education programs. Finally, I consider that it's necessary try to open new routes of research. This phenomenon, the phenomenon of bilingual education, must be studied in depth. Regarding to the theoretical framework, I have read a lot. I have read books. I have read articles. I have read newspapers. I have watched videos, and I consider that there are six main deficiencies of the bilingual education programs: lack of teachers' preparation, loss of depth in the contents, segregation, lack of time and support to preparation the suitable materials, absence of coordination between different education entities, and hasty and unrealistic implementation of these programs. So there are six main deficiencies, shortcomings, problems. With respect to the methodology, our sample is integrated by 30 teachers between 29 and 53 years old, 17 women and 13 men, that they work or have worked in bilingual programs of public centers in Andalucía, Murcia, Castilla-La Mancha y Madrid, in urban and rural areas. So we have 30 teachers, and we have 6 underpinning shortcomings. The teachers have to put a note to the shortcomings depending on the importance that they grant, from 6 to 1 or from 1 to 6. 6 represents the greatest concern and 1 the minor. This exercise will allow us to define the 3 main deficiencies of the bilingual programs in Spain. Here We have a table with the results of the research, and the results are clear. Seems clear. There are three main shortcomings. There are three main deficiencies of the bilingual education programs. Lack of teacher preparation with 145 points, loss of depth in the content with 134 points, and finally segregation with 126 points. Far from this, we can find lack of time and support for the preparation of suitable materials, hasty and unrealistic implementation, and absence of coordination between educational entities. This result coincides with the general feelings of the education community. We can read three statements of members of education community in Spain. There are not enough professors trained to speak well, says Cristian Abello, professor of English philology at the University of Sevilla, who has coordinated more than 10 researches on bilingualism. Another statement: teachers are lowering the requirement in content subjects to ridiculous levels. The result is that the students don't know English and neither do they know natural science or social science. Finally, the system, the last statement: this system is going to be good for a few and we don't know how for others. Where there is a favorable economic situation goes well, in other cases not so. So we can test that the results of the research coincides with the general feeling of the education community. Finally, in conclusion, we must talk about the concluding remarks. The main conclusion is that there are three essential deficiencies of the bilingual programs in Spain that damage the ideal functioning. Okay. If we talk about the limitations of their research, we must talk about the small sample, only 30 teachers and 4 comunidades autónomas, and of course the scoring criterion. The scoring criterion may obscure the relevance of some deficiencies because you have to choose one, and this exercise may obscure the importance, the relevance of other deficiencies. And what about the future is the question. What about the future? Well, I think that it's a need to investigate more about this phenomenon in order to rethink and reformulate the bilingual education programs in Spain.